Which is the quarterback in charge of Indiana, Kurtis Rourke, who's joining us from our Bloomington studios. Kurtis, how do you describe what the start to this season has been like for you guys?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, it's a surprise, I think, outside of the locker room. But internally, we've really bought in since January, since a lot of us got here. A lot of us transferred in, all had the same type of goal of to win. And to put our best foot forward every single week. And so I feel like inside the locker room, we're expected to go out and compete and to put up big numbers and come away with a win. And that ultimately starts up top with Curt Cignetti.
So let's talk about him then. What do you remember about the very first time you ever met your head coach?
Yeah, I met him on a FaceTime call. I was in the portal, and he called me from his house back when he was still living near James Madison. He called me, and he was awesome. I mean, it was really just everything that the media has seen. He's confident. You know, he laid out his blueprint for this year, and he said, "I really believe that you can be a big part of this team, and we're going to win, and it would be, pieces would fall together if you could come and help us win these games." But he was very much confident who he was, rightfully so. Told me his resume, I kind of bought in right away.
So I want to follow up on that, because obviously that's the word that is best used to describe him, is confident. Give me your best example, your best story of how your head coach seems to be overflowing with confidence.
Yeah, I mean, he's confident, but he's got the stats to back it up, and that's what he'll use. I mean, on that call, when I first talked to him, he listed off his stats, listed off the programs that he's been able to turn around, and kind of just gave the cold hard facts and stuff. And so it was really just impressive to see what he's done in all the different types of program, and knowing that he's had that history and he could do it again. And so yeah, it was amazing to hear his stats, knowing that it's true, even though they're quite impressive.
Yeah, yet to have a losing season his entire head coaching career. It sure is impressive. We only know him from the distance or from interviews we get here and there, but you know him on a personal level. What is he like in a locker room? Pregame, halftime, postgame? What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a lot of passion for the game. He knows how to motivate. One of the best pregame, halftime speeches that I've heard comes every single week from him. He knows how to get the team fired up. But yeah, he's all about business. Until we walk off the field with a win, he's never satisfied. He's always looking to continue to get better, improve, and instill all of those values in us. And you hear that every single game.
I'm not surprised you say he's great at giving speeches and that it's motivational, but give me an example. Like, how so?
I don't even know, because I don't think I could come up with those speeches myself. He knows how to fire us up. Every time we break out of the locker room, whether that's before a game or after halftime, energy's at the highest, and we're ready to go out and dominate. That's all I can really say. I don't know how he comes up with it, but it works.
What don't people know about him?
I think that, like I mentioned, he's just so passionate about the game of football.
I think we know that, Kurtis. That's pretty clear.
Yeah. And I would also say that he's kind of just, he is what is advertised. He's literally one of the most hardworking coaches I know. He watches film as much as anybody, and I think that kind of shows us how much he cares, even outside of what he says. He backs it up with his actions. It helps us, and it's helped us since January, when a lot of guys, trying to figure out who he was as a coach, found out that, he's serious, and kind of helped us, follow that trend of working extra hard, not just doing the bare minimum. And it's been successful so far.
Let me ask you about last week, going across the country, playing the first ever Big Ten game for UCLA, playing in the most famous college football arena. What was it like? What was the energy like in that building?
It was awesome. I mean, the Rose Bowl is what a historic place to be at, to play in. I mean, just in the locker rooms, you could see of all the different types of events in games that have played or been there, going back to the 1920s and all that. And so I just think being able to be at a place like that and compete and play in front of an amazing crowd. Indiana faithful traveled really, really well. Which is amazing to see, and just being able to go out and compete in such a historic place, it was awesome. Meant a ton, and definitely be memorable.
Your offense has been fantastic, but your defense is no slouch either. When you go up against your own Indiana defense in practice, what impresses you about them?
I just think that they show so many different things on defense. You know, being in spring ball and in fall camp, it really tested us as an offense. You needed to have really good eyes because they could get to so many different looks and so many different ways. And so being able to go against that every single day, you know, truly I think played one of the best defenses in the country every single day. That helped me especially, but I know the rest of the offense as well. Because, you know, they're so talented, and being able to have those different looks just makes it even harder.
You're a Canadian from Ontario. Tell me the thing that people most often screw up about Canada.
I would say that it's no matter where you are, and no matter what time of year, it's always cold there. At least where I grew up, it was pretty similar weather to, you know, the Midwest, but the stereotypes of it being cold all the time is really when you travel way up north, and that's when it gets pretty cold. So
yeah, you have summer up in Canada, people.
We do exactly. That's what I'm saying. We have those hot days, and you know, you're not wearing you know, jackets and all that. It's not always cold. So
I know this past year you did something that's pretty unique for a college football player. You got married. What's it like being married and still on a college football team?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, Caroline is my biggest fan. She's the love of my life, and I'm just blessed to be able to spend every day with her and be able to come home every night to such an amazing person. It makes those hard days and those good days even better, knowing that you have someone like her just in my life every day.
Be honest. How's Caroline's spiral?
Yeah, you know, it's not. She specialized in volleyball. She was a D1 athlete at Ohio, and so she's got the overhead strength for sure, and so she can get there. But we're still working on the spiral. But she's got more power than me sometimes. So.
I don't doubt that at all. Where do you think you've grown the most as a quarterback?
I think one of the biggest things since I got here was getting with Coach Tino and really focusing on my eye discipline, being able to recognize the defense on all plays, no matter run or pass, and be able to dissect and kind of understand why I'm going to a side with the ball, not just because he's open, but being able to anticipate and then come follow through with that. Coach Tino's been awesome. Great to learn from him, and it's been really helpful, and I felt like it's really elevated my game, especially this year.
Curtis, congratulations on this awesome start to the season there in Bloomington. Best of luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.